Stay still, Eddie.
Here.
Stay still. Don't, come on.
There's water and everything here. Here they are. Here they are. Oh my God.
We need to load him in your car. He needs to go. Jesus is knocked out.
He's over here. I'm careful.
Yes, Jesus is knocked out.
I need someone to call 911. 911. Call 911.
We can try to get service.
Beth is trying. Don't move. Don't.
Which one?
Don't move. Don't move.
My left leg.
This one here?
Yeah.
Do not move, Eddie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Don't move that leg.
Okay.
I need a splint. I'll need a splint for his leg. Eddie, don't move. Don't move.
Oh, always got leg it, man.
You can't. You gotta lay still. You're gonna break something off, dude. How's your head?
I need a knife. I need who's on a 911 call? Okay. That's trying 911. Give me the fucking phone. Yeah. Sure.
Oh,
You know where you're at?
what happened?
You know where you're at.
Yeah.
Where you at? You know.
No door.
Alright. No dating.
No. What happened?
Don't know. But you mean go straight on the corner and you were down.
I think Jesus ran into the back of you, bro.
You ran the back of you or something turned in front of you? I don't know. You have your GoPro on.
I have a GoPro in my pocket. I can do it.
Oh.
Don't move your head.
Oh,
You put your
man.
back on the back of your head. Do not move.
No way, man.
I know, your leg's probably going to be banged up. I don't think it's going to be broken. Maybe How do you feel? Is he alert?
Yeah. It's hurt, man.
I know you are. Jesus is not awake yet.
Oh, that hurts, dude.
This will hurt?
Yeah.
You have a
Oh.
broken leg, dude. Don't move.
I need to straighten my leg out. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's broken, dude.
What?
Yeah. Don't move. I need gloves. Anybody got gloves?
You can use on wounds.
Medical gloves? Thanks. He's awake. He's alert.
This is our.
He's your primary. Jesus is your primary.
No
He's got
moving.
a chest.
Yeah,
Check his chest. He might have a deflated lung.
yeah, she does.
I gotta get a jack on me. I can't do this. I'm roasted. Hey, make sure someone stops. Cars come down the
I
ramp.
got you.
I don't need to get hit right now.
I got you.
Thanks.
Take my SD card, please.
Yes. Take his GoPro off. Take everything off. Any evidence? I can't take your boot off, Eddie. I'm sorry.
I got it.
It's fine, man. I'm just in a lot of pain in my leg.
I know you are, dude.
If I could just roll to my back, man.
Yeah, you can roll to your back as
You
long
know? Oh,
as your head's fine, your neck's fine.
yeah.
Got you. You're close in the way. That's why you can't go on your back, all right? That's why you can't go on your back.
Oh, my leg hurts, man. You got the SD card out there?
I got the whole GoPro in my pocket.
What about the bike one?
Yeah, get everything
Oh,
off the
that hurt.
bike. Stay there.
Oh, my God.
I bet, dude. Just don't move your leg.
Oh shit! Oh no!
It's the same thing, same response. So, YY Freak, thank you. Welcome to the crew. What right here? What I see. Okay, so I don't know how they crashed. All I know is that they passed me. I know Risty was up front, and then Two Will Jesus came up behind. But what I see right here, I'm looking at where their placements. Okay, boom. I know where they're at. Okay, fine. Right now, I don't know if if Ghost or not Ghosty, Risty and Two Will Jesus. I don't know who's worse. Okay, but right now I know I see two bodies on the ground. I see 2 things on the ground, and that's good. So that means I know where 2 people are that originally were passing me. Okay, if I only saw Risty and I don't know where Two Wheel Jesus is, that's when we start doing a rescue off the side of a mountain and all these different things. So the fact they're still here, that's really good actually. So also when I pull up and we're parking, we're actually taking our time, and you see a lot of EMTs, firefighters, they're kind of walking around. But here's the thing, we're not walking around because we're not in a rush. We're walking around because we're taking in a ton of information. This is when I talk to you guys about slowing down before intersections and slowing down before things, because that allows you to take in more information. What is up, everybody? We're going to get started real soon. Let's go ahead and head to the classroom. We're going to be going over a medical AAR type thing. I left my trauma kit out here in the lobby, but let's go ahead and get going. Yeah. What's up, Naomi? How you doing? Yeah, we're going to be going over this thing right here. Where is it at? Yeah, there you go. This guy crashed pretty hard. This was actually sent to me by Moto Madness. Sent me a message on Instagram and was like, hey man, check this crash out. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty cool. He sent me a message. That was pretty nice. And then I went over and I asked if I could use it. So they said yes, and there we go. We're going to get started real soon. We got 124 likes. That means we only got 124 people signed into class. Make sure you click that sign in button to get credit for today's class. 124, 180 people in here. Come on now. Woo-wee. Whoa, Solo J got into the gear giveaway. Yeah. That's another thing. Before we really get into it, those of you that are on Patreon and are part of the gear giveaway and everything, let's go ahead and put this on the screen. You get access to this kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and I'll put it there. Don't worry. I'll put it there. Let's go ahead and go with that. So you get access to this kind of stuff. So we're talking about the medical. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Jeez, got all these things in the way. So we were talking about I gave you guys a little heads up. We're going to talk about the medical. Here's this little button, and it's basically this right here. So we get to talk about it. I got a backup video, so if we finish the medical AAR a little bit early, we'll go ahead and go to a Moto Stars. We talked about this one. I'm going to be focusing mostly on the medical and trauma aspect, and then we got the timestamps for the backup video. But this right here, it gives you a little heads up of what we're going to be doing, how we're going to do it. You can actually get into it. I don't know why it doesn't show the link. It's a little interesting. I guess we'll go ahead and put that in right now. How about that? Yoink. And we'll do this. Yoink. There it is. All right. So yeah, we're going to be discussing this, and then part of it is that if you are a patron, you get to write your comments there. So I'm going to go ahead and answer it. So, hey, Dan, my jacket and backpack both have slots for medical information. Do first responders look for the card? And if so, what information should be on it? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and answer right here. I'm not going to type it in real quick, but when I was on the fire department, I was one of the only ones that really understood anything about the motorcycle culture. So I knew, this was back when those pull tabs were coming out. So I knew about the pull tabs. I knew what the red things were. The other firefighters didn't know too much about it. They didn't know anything really about the motorcycle safety features other than let's cut the strap on the helmet and take it off nice and gently. So when you have that kind of stuff, you want to think about what it is that your local department's really doing. What we used to look for is those wrist ID bands. So we always knew to look for those, like diabetic and allergic stuff. They have it, the medical band on their wrist. So if you have anything for like medical stuff, I would just stick to that because that is like the general rule, the general thing that happens. So I wouldn't be putting them on a card. We never really looked through wallets in an emergency situation. Maybe the engineer if they're going to be taking down people's information, but for the most part, we don't really go through that. So I would do it, and then I would also get a wristband. That's the main thing. I'd get a wristband and do that. Here we go. I need to adjust my mirrors or get some better ones. I might be okay with adding extensions to my stock mirrors. So if I see more of what's behind and around and less of me, are there recommendations for better mirrors or a basic guide for proper mirror setup for best visibility? So the mirrors are not going to be like the end-all be-all. You still want to do your head checks. But I think you answered your question right there. I might be okay with adding extensions. So if you could do that, go ahead and extend it out. And what I do with my rabbit ears is I have it extended out and I have it in a way to where I could barely, just sitting normal, I could barely see my shoulder, and I see pretty much in this area right here. And it's just going to be kind of directly. So I can kind of do this back and forth and just see behind me, but I still always use my head checks. The mirrors are just another tool. So do a head check, mirrors, look around, do 360 situation awareness. The main thing is you don't want to be looking at yourself the whole time. You look at, point it in a way to where you're not looking at yourself the whole time. So if that's off to the side, so you're kind of seeing like over here, that's perfectly fine. You don't want to see directly behind you because you're not really going to be able to anyways, unless you have the mirrors way out. The extensions might be helpful. But yeah, guys, this right here, patreon.com/DanInTheFireman. This is the last week to enter into the February giveaway, $800 worth of RevZilla gift cards. Let's go ahead and get this down here. And then you also get these every week. Yeah. Whew. I still get nervous every time I start a live stream, everybody. Class is still nerve-wracking. So I like to use this beginning time of class to kind of relax, say hi to everybody. I'd love to see everybody's answers of where they're from. Do you have a bracelet, but all stuff in the phone? They check phone as a matter of course these days. The hard part is the phones are usually locked, and if the patient is unconscious, you're not going to get the answer to get in. We never really mess with phones. That's almost an invasion of privacy, especially if it's just implied consent. The implied consent is only for getting medical treatment. The implied consent in a crash like that is not for looking through people's personal belongings. So we never really did it. All right. A lot of phone now have medical emergency info on the locked. Oh, on the locked page. Okay, Terrell. Yeah. So then, if that's the case, we would start looking for it. But not a lot of firefighters do. Omar, woo, welcome. There's too many different priorities. Like if the patient's bleeding out, we're not looking through a phone. If the patient can talk, we'll ask the questions. The best thing is to have it in written format on a wristband, to be quite honest. Alabama in the house. Your review makes a helmet. Yeah, they do that. This thing is like in between. It's in between like notches. We're going to get started soon, everybody. We're going to be talking about this crash right here. You know, if you want, I'll go ahead and have it play in the background. I'll have it play in the background for you guys. It's pretty bad. I would do a bracelet instead of a necklace just because it could get ripped off, and the bracelets, like, they're pretty snug, and we always look for the bracelet part. Now, we would see necklaces too, and that's easy to see, but definitely the bracelet. That's probably the easiest. If you're a gate pack, if you're a Patreon, you're entered in the giveaway. So if you guys click that link, you're entered in. If you join the Patreon, oh, he's about to crash, everybody. If you join the Patreon, we're gonna be talking about that. It's $5 to enter. There's also a free way to enter. You have to send me some mail, which I got. I actually picked up some mail today. I can't show you the other side because it's personal information. It's considered doxing. Burgundy! Woo! Yeah. You're already in there, though. I already answered your question, Burgundy. So you're already in there. Appreciate it. Solo J. I'm not saying I'm tardy for the class or anything, but I'm late for class. Warren Traveler. Honestly, I have a dog tag with my info that's connected to my boot. Something shiny on the boot will draw attention. That's another good thing, too. Yeah. Grab their attention. You know how it is. Oh, you see that 1,000-yard stare? I think he's just in a lot of pain. We're going to talk about this. See, here's the thing. If you're a motorcycle rider, I want you to be able to come up here and be able to provide stuff. I want you to be able to provide that information. That's the big thing. Let's go ahead and do this. There we go. Just bought all summer riding gear after moving to Washington State to Phoenix. Any tips other than people drive like maniacs in the city? Always plan your ride, David, over there, but Meat Shield is the one that said it. Always plan your ride So always, always, always go for that position for safety. Always go for a line of sight so you have good vision. Always have at least one escape route, and always try to maintain a space cushion. Always pretend like they're landmines. You want to stay away from the landmines. And Phoenix is just crazy. So I know the speed limit in some areas, especially on the like the 101 and everything. Let's say whatever it is. Let's say it's 65 in that spot. There's people going 85. You're probably going to have to just go with the flow of traffic, even though it's 20 over. But here's the thing. If you don't feel comfortable going 20 over or the 85, just stay in the right lane as best you can. Always watch out for mergers. But it's dangerous in Phoenix. It really is dangerous in Phoenix when it comes to riding. Be very careful. Always have gear on. I know it gets hot, but always have gear on. Plan your ride. Constantly be on high alert. You're probably going to be in orange stage more often than yellow. Phoenix is just nuts, man. It's just nuts. People are pissed because it's so hot, so they rush. They don't look. There's a lot of construction all the time. It's just, whew. Oh, speaking of helmets, Chadwick Rider. Oh, let's go ahead and replay it. Speaking of helmets, everybody. Here we go. I told you I'd buy one. I told you I'd buy a helmet. I bought a Voss helmet. Boop boop. So I bought a Voss helmet. I'm gonna be like say I want to review it or like work with them. So I'm going to be checking that helmet out. It's supposed to come with a pin lock, supposed to come with another visor. So we'll see. I ordered it on Saturday evening, and I got it today. So I don't think they did anything Saturday, Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday came here Thursday. So pretty good shipping. Pretty good shipping. All right, 164 likes. You guys know the drill. Once we get 200 plus likes, we'll get started. I feel kind of relaxed now, having a nice chitty chat. Worn Traveler, your beard and everything went away. Uh-oh. It might have not renewed by clicking that join button, everybody. Woo! Naomi, I recognize your name. Here we go. So he's going to be going, look, we're going 200. I'm gonna assume kilometers. Yeah, I'm gonna assume kilometers because that. What was the sign? There's no way this little bike's going 200 miles an hour. Let's see where he's from. Hold fast. I'm assuming that's not United States. So he's going to be going. He's going to get into that right turn. We'll go ahead and discuss all this stuff. But he's going to get into that right turn lane, Christian. And he's going to try to brake. I mean, look at his total stopping distance right here, guys. This is what we're going to talk about. Look, he's already. Oh, my gosh. This is all he has to work with. And he's got to turn right. I don't think he's going to make it. And then there's that panic brake. So we'll discuss all these things. Okay, that front tire lost traction. And there's the mechanism. Like I said, we'll talk about all that. All right. You remember now, Max? Max wants a bike? Welcome, rookie. All right, we got audio. You guys can hear that? You guys are amazing. 6 new members already. Wow. 193 likes, guys. We're going to get started real soon. Look at Max Wants a Bike is right there. So is Christian and Naomi, new members. Doug Stewart. Hey, guys, back in the day, I used to ride to the gym. Like back in the day, like 2012, 2013, I used to ride to the gym in tank tops and these shorts, actually. I'm wearing my old, let's go ahead and get over here. I'm wearing my old firefighter Yuma Fire PT shorts. I used to do it. Before I became a smart rider. I was a pretty big dum-dum. Thankfully, I had the training, though. You know, smart riders, you got to be situationally aware. I was always situationally aware. I always had the fundamental skills. I just didn't acquire and utilize personal protective equipment, so I got very lucky. Very lucky. Yeah, my Mountain Dew. It's diet though, guys. It's a diet. All right, 202 likes. All right, guys. Woo. Let me go ahead and get my trauma kit handy. Just a different kind of dum-dum. Doing great, 82. All right, guys, we're going to get started real soon. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button right here. I'm going to double check the recording is doing well. All right, looks good. So what we're going to be doing, let's go ahead and put this on screen so we can see what's up. All right, so what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be going over the trauma/medical aspect of this. Now, I say medical AARs all the time, but here's the thing. It's actually a trauma. Medical is more so the biological process that happens. So like a heart attack or a stroke or something involving, you know, asthma, so constriction of vessels and all these different things. That's typically the medical aspect. Now, trauma can induce medical, and then also medical can induce trauma. So somebody going through a diabetic issue while driving, crashes, now they have trauma, but it was actually a medical issue. So whenever I see somebody on the ground, Scott Draven, 2001, whenever I see somebody after a crash, I always try to figure out, was it a medical issue that caused the trauma, or was it just the trauma because somebody just crashed? And I try to find out, because if you have a medical issue and you're only treating the trauma, they're still going to have that medical issue, which could be life-threatening. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over my own personal trauma kit. Now, what I have inside mine is I have multiple roll gauze. I got like an ACE bandage, so it's a compression bandage. A lot of 4x4s, which is just, you know, cotton. I got my own PPE, which is going to be gloves. In back here, I have an emergency blanket. I have a whistle, so if I ever crash down a hill and somehow this is still attached to me, if I attach it to my backpack, I can blow the whistle instead of scream, which would allow me to expend less energy. I also have a nice little CPR, like one-way valve, so that way I don't have to carry such a big CPR mask like this. Terrell, welcome. Welcome to the gear giveaway. So I don't have to carry this. I have a nice little tiny one. Trauma shears to take off any of the clothing of somebody else. That way I don't have to remove the jackets and start moving around. I got one tourniquet right here. It's a cat tourniquet. And then I also have a second cat tourniquet. Now this one's packaged like this. I always recommend taking it out of the package and practicing. That's what I did with this one. We have 4 limbs. I can't carry 4 tourniquets, but I got 2. So that's good enough for me, you know. Because you got to do with what you got to do. You know, you got space and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back. Now that we understand that we have that, we also need the training. So in the description, everybody, there is a link for some training. There's going to be a link for accidentscene.org. Utilize code DDFM for $5 off. I believe it's a $25 course. It's all online. I don't get any money for it. I'm affiliated. I don't get any money for saying that. They just gave me a nice discount for the crew. So check them out. I'm an accident scene management instructor. Also, I'm an EMT. I've been an EMT since 2006, career EMT since 2007, and resigned from firefighting and EMS service at a municipality back in May 2018. So I've been doing this full time since then. I got my recertification in, I believe, 2019, end of 2019. So I got my recertification probably coming up in January. So I just want to give you guys some heads up of what I'm going to be talking about. But yeah, we're going to be focusing on this. Now, if you want to skip through everything, because this will be on the rebroadcast, you have its own video, go ahead and skip to the timestamp. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to watch the incident, and then we're going to go ahead and discuss how it happened. We're going to assume, we're going to do some root cause analysis. We're going to try to figure out how it happened. So we're going to work backwards from the crash. We're going to be talking about some other things like mechanism of injury. But the main focus on this one is not going to be why he crashed, how not to crash. It's pretty much just a panic braking, going too fast. We're going to be focusing a little bit more on the medical aspect. Okay, is that okay? Or trauma aspect, everybody. Is that okay in the class? If it is, click that like button. All right, here we go. All right, so we're riding. We're going pretty fast. We're going to get up to 200 kilometers an hour, I believe. We don't have a lot of gear for ourselves. Bike. We talk about space cushion, proper braking distance, total stopping distance, and that's not what happened here. The person that didn't crash, and we have the training. This is part of being a smart rider. How do you rescue another rider? The R portion of smart. Now you can also bring this into your car, so if you're driving and just happen to witness that, this is where the training really kicks in so you can help somebody out. Once again, go to roadguardians.org. There's the link in the description. All right, multiple people are stopping to... Good, he's calling 911.
Just relax.
How are you?
Yeah, all right.
Just breathe.
Just chill, man.
So,
You see how nobody's doing really anything right now?
are you bleeding anywhere else that we can't see at the moment, mate? Like it's just your hand.
Scarlett, yeah, brain is resetting right now.
Can I just lift your t-shirt up there for a minute, mate? Nah, you're all good, mate. It looks,
You're alright. Just come down on your back.
it looks
there, I
like
think,
mostly
mate.
bark, dude.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'll get myself out of here real quick.
You're right, mate. You're doing good.
Just in the middle of the road.
Damn. Thanks, man.
Probably lay back with your neck, mate.
Yeah.
You guys, mate.
Yeah. Actually, no. I think you lose.
His gloves flew off. I wouldn't worry about that, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Get your car. Yeah,
Yeah, come quickly.
Get your head as still as you can, mate.
You're holding
to
him,
lean back
you
and
might have
lean
a
onto me.
you might have a broken neck or a broken back. We don't know, so don't move.
Man, it's just some grazes, eh? We got a
Serious
car.
bleeding, no serious bleeding. He's just
Got some chunks on the back and on his elbow there, but they're not huge.
I don't think they were together.
Good on you, mate. Doing well.
do not move.
Gotcha.
We're
How much
in the
pain you in, bro?
Medium street, but there's no traffic. There's very little.
How much
traffic.
pain you in?
The Caltex.
All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and get this back up here. Let's put me back in the middle of the screen. Pretty brutal, everybody. It was a very short video. We don't have too much. It does say part 2 of the disaster. I'm just going to focus on what we have here to present ourselves. Okay, so the main focus that we want to have is that we witness an accident. It could be a friend, it could be a stranger. It doesn't matter. We can witness a car accident. It doesn't matter. What are we going to do? What are you capable of doing? And then we're going to talk about different things that you could do if you are not comfortable with treating somebody, or just what you can do right now without any training. That's what we're going to be focusing on. And then we'll go ahead and talk more about what you can do if you have the training, or what I would be doing in this situation. I'm just going to try to get some insight of what's happening here. Okay, so we're going to watch this real quick. Now, I don't know what they were doing, and this guy's going to pass us up. So I just want you guys to witness this right now. So what I want you to see is he has a helmet, he's got gloves on, he's got Nikes, he's got a tank top, and he's got jeans. Okay, so that's pretty much it. As a smart rider, you're going to acquire and utilize as much personal protective equipment as you can afford. So I'm not going to rag on this guy. I'm not going to say anything. Obviously, he didn't want to crash and get hurt. I'm going to assume that this is all he can afford. So helmet and gloves. I want you to start off with a helmet, go to gloves, go to jacket, pants, and then boots. That's the order. If you can afford it all at one time, great. If you can't, you cannot be going like this. You can't go this fast. You have to do some type of risk assessment here. If you're going over 200 kilometers an hour and you only have a helmet and gloves, and you're doing it on the street, and you're doing it, no, too much. So he's going faster. He's going faster. Now just take a quick look at what we have here. I'm going to go ahead and pull my pen out. We have these indicators that he's going to take a right-handed turn. We talk about total stopping distance all the time. The faster you go, the longer distance you have to stop. So you got your perception, reaction, braking distance equal total stopping distance. So he perceived that he needed to stop and turn. Okay, cool, perceived it. Now he's going to go ahead and hit the reaction button, which is going to be that progressive brake pressure. Okay, well, you have to have a big, large amount of braking distance at this speed to be able to stop. He's not having enough. Okay, so he did the perception reaction, but there's just not enough braking distance. So he's going to get into here, And it almost, I want to assume that green means the ABS is kicking in. Maybe not. Maybe it's just an LED light he has on. But you start to see this right here. You're going to see that there's the smoke coming up. So he's already pretty much locked up the tires and it's sliding. So now he's just sliding. He's burning rubber trying to stop. Now take a quick look at this. This is his turn point. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. So this is the moment he's really going like, oh crap, oh crap. Right, Stefan and Solo J, thank you guys, by the way. This is probably going to get demonetized. I appreciate the donations. But here's the thing. This is what he's got to do. He's got to stop or slow down enough to be able to take this turn and go right. If you're ever in a situation where that's all you have, go straight, go to the next turn. If you're hauling ass, don't haul ass. So don't just assume you have to take the turn. Go to the next one. All right, so we're going to talk about mechanism of injury real quick and why he actually fell. So he's applying the brakes. He's losing traction because he slammed that brakes. The front tire pretty much stopped, and it's sliding. You're pretty much hydroplaning just like if you're on water or on ice, but you're on burnt rubber, melted rubber. So he's going to go down. Now, this is a typical thing that happens when you lose traction on the front tire, whether it's from gravel, ice, snow, water, too much front brake. Can happen. So here's the thing. This is why I want you guys to wear gear. Foot usually goes down first, okay? This is why I like to have high calf boots or mid calf boots, because the bike could fall on it. Also, it's going to keep my ankle as stable as possible. Little Nikes won't do that, okay? So he's going to go down, and this is when the tops of your tib fib and then his knee. So knee impact, okay? This is why you have gear, okay? You have that impact protection from motorcycle pants. Okay, that's going to hopefully absorb as much as possible, plus you have abrasion resistant stuff. And this is also why I like to have mid-calf boots, because there's that overlap. Whoa. What happened here? I froze. There we go. I'm back. Rookie's chewing on the cables. I'm trying to be serious on this one. All right, so let's go back just a little bit. So he's going to go ahead and hit that knee. Impact protection. I like to have that overlap with the mid-calf boot and low pant, so I'll never have an issue with, you know, them separating and I have skin in between, okay? So now he's going to put his hand down. That's a typical natural reaction for any human or anything, is that you're going to put your arms down because you want to protect your core, where all your vital organs are. Your body's like, screw it, I'm going to ruin my hand, break my arms, break my legs, whatever it is, protect the core. So that's what's going to happen here. That's why you need motorcycle gloves, okay? So motorcycle gloves is going to have reinforced stitching in reinforced leather or, you know, TPU, so that thermoplastic on motorcycle gloves, you know, right here on the palm when you put it down. It's hopefully going to absorb the impact and have abrasion resistance. Next thing that usually happens is that elbow hits. No protection there. You're going to rip things off. You can rip off your basically your whole elbow, break things, not good. And if it doesn't break there, it's going to transmit the forces to your collarbone and your AC joint, which is your shoulder. Easily break that. And now we're going to fall into the shoulder. So that's why you have impact protection on the shoulder. So you have armor on the shoulder, armor on the elbow, and jackets for this reason specifically. So we're going to fall. There's that head. So the left side of the head. So now we have, good thing we have a helmet. So now we could possibly still have a TBI. It's a traumatic brain injury. A concussion is a low-grade TBI. Getting shot in the head is a high grade. Your head blown up and brains are out. It's also a TBI. It's all dependent on how severe it is. Thankfully, he has a helmet. He probably would be dead. Simple as that. Get yourself a full-face helmet. So he's going to go ahead and slide. And he's going to keep sliding. And it's going to be kind of graphic, you know. So he's probably knocked out at this point. And he's not feeling this. He doesn't remember any of this probably. His brain is resetting at this point. So he's going to be sliding, and every single millisecond sliding across this asphalt is flesh being ripped off. You have level 1 road rash, which is going to be like a bad sunburn. Okay, think of road rash as sunburns. Not sunburns, as also thermal burns, like getting an actual burn from fire or touching something hot. So road rash is a friction burn. Getting burnt by fire is a thermal burn. Same kind of stuff. The problem is with this is you're going to get a lot of debris. So first degree is going to be like a really bad sunburn. It's almost like if you got a rug burn and it's just kind of red and it stings and it's painful. Second degree is when you start ripping off that first layer of skin, and now your nerve endings are sticking out. So your nerve endings are exposed, very painful. Probably one of the most painful things you're ever gonna have to deal with. Plus, you're gonna have rocks, sand, other debris in there. And what they're gonna have to do is debride you at the hospital. So they're gonna have to get a nice sandpaper and rip that stuff out. So even more painful. 3rd degree, not too bad. Doesn't hurt because you ripped your nerve endings off. But now you're missing pieces of muscle, possibly bone. 4th degree, it's pretty much bone's gone. Okay, so be careful with that. So this is what's gonna happen. He's gonna be hauling ass. He's gonna apply the brakes a little too hard, lose traction on the front tire, hit the left side of his body, and that's what you call mechanism of injury. So knowing what happened, knowing how he fell, and seeing the type of injuries, abrasions mainly on the left side, mainly injuries to the left side, possibly fell on the left side, and from there, when you understand anatomy and physiology, especially if you have other issues with the core, you know it's the left lower quadrant, left upper quadrant, in the abdomen, you're gonna know certain things that are gonna be a problem. If you have massive injuries to the humerus bone, which is your bone right here, well, you got your brachial artery that goes right next to it, so you're really concerned about that. Also your hip, lots of blood flow. Also your femoral artery, also hitting your head. You know, just you start to learn all these different things. Like I said, take the class. So right here though, he hit the curb too. That's gonna be that sliding into basically a wall. Thankfully, he's able to go up and over it. Another impact. Very dangerous. Tumbling, so now he's got his back on the ground. You could still get damaged, especially if he's on that curb. So on a motorcycle jacket, you have CE level 2 armor. If you check your jacket right now, and if it's like this really squishy foam, like this gray foam, that's not protection. That's just a foam pad that they insert. You need CE level armor. Okay, you need to upgrade to that. So check it now. I'll come back and then go ahead and upgrade if you only have that gray stuff. So he's gonna be tumbling. So now you're gonna have multiple impact points. It's gonna be less severe, obviously, than from the initial impact, but now you have a full body impact. Now right here, okay, that's his emergency, and that's what I want everybody to understand. That's his emergency. He crashed. Now, are you gonna crash? So right here with this motorcycle rider, what I want you guys to do is to give yourself that oh crap moment, slow down, and pull over safely, and only help if it's safe to do so. If you crash and you get hurt, you're not helping that person. Now there's 2 patients. You need to make sure you're safe first. That's his emergency. That's their problem. Yeah, even if it's a friend, even if it's a loved one, you can't help if you're hurt too. So pull over when you can. Do it when it's safe. So right now it looks pretty safe. Practice your U-turns. That was a great U-turn. Be very careful at this point. Now you're going against traffic. People don't know. Stay right here on the shoulder if you're going to do this. Sorry, Chad. I'm ignoring a little bit. I'm trying to give this really serious talk on this. Okay. We got mostly people pulling over, witnessing that there was an incident. So if you're driving, you see a big dust cloud, you might want to slow down. That's that uncommon thing in a common situation. Then you go ahead and investigate. Okay. This is when you start your assessment. So what you're doing now is you saw what happened. You kind of starting to figure out MOI, the mechanism of injury. But let's say you never saw any of that. Now this is what we see. This is all we see. We're just riding. All of a sudden we see somebody in the median. What do we do here? Well, first, make sure you're safe still. Still make sure you're safe. We're still in the roadway. As soon as you can, step on over here. Get out of the roadway. Secondly, get yourself your trauma kit. So before we even look at him, well, I take that back. We are looking at him. We get a little bit of information. He's sitting up, so he might be a little conscious. But here's the thing. We do a quick look. We grab our trauma kit. Okay, here's the thing. If you can, take your gloves off. If you can't, keep them on. It's going to make it a little bit harder. But what you're going to want to do, I got plenty of gloves here. What you want to do is have your glove. Okay? It's pretty simple. You know how to put it on. If you don't, make sure you practice, okay? Make sure you get the right set of gloves. Okay, so what you're going to do is put on your PPE. I guess I'll wear them all day. I'll wear them for the class. There you go. Now you got protection from any bloodborne pathogens on your hands. You have a helmet. If you have your helmet on, keep your visor down if you can. That's hopefully going to protect you from any type of aerosol stuff that's coming out. Maybe he coughs in your face. Here's the thing. You don't know what type of stuff he has. You don't want to get it too. Once again, it's to protect yourself. Okay, maybe I don't want to wear these because it feels weird with the mouth. So how to take them off? Everything's a learning lesson. How to take them off? What you can do is grab the very edge of it. You see how I'm not touching my skin? You pull it off. So now everything's on the inside. Go ahead and grab it all. And with the clean hand, you start to go underneath. You see how I'm underneath? Now don't do it towards somebody's face, because when you do this, there's a good chance you're going to get some splatter. So do it towards the ground. I just have to show you. So now we're pulling that off. Now it's all encompassed inside here. Recommend you get yourself a box of gloves that fit you. You can use it for anything. And you can practice too. All right. So you got your gloves, you got full gear, you got your helmet on, so eye protection. If you have a Cardo Pack Talk Bold or Freecom, what you can do is tell it to call 911, so you can actually speak and talk to the dispatch while you're doing this, and you're hands-free. So that's what I absolutely love about having a Bluetooth and my phone on my handlebars with the Rockform mount. Links to that stuff's in the description, but I have multi-purpose for all these reasons. All right, so now we're getting up to here. Get the safety.
Bro.
Now at this point, if you have any medical training, you're the top dog. You're the person with the most experience. You need to start delegating things. So if you don't want to call 911 or 999 in this area, I believe, what you can do is direct this person. Say, hey, you. Like, hey, do you have a phone? Call emergency services, or call 911, or call 999, or whatever it is. Call, please. We are at this place. We have one motorcycle rider down, high trauma. I'm an EMT, or I have training. I'm going to assist him. Simple as that. But point at somebody. You say, you do it. Because if you don't, this person's going to think that person's going to do it. That person's going to think this person does it. Before you know it, you have 20 people on scene and nobody's called 911. Because everyone assumes the other person's done it. You, with the training, you do it. Looks like I just poked her. Anyways, moving forward.
Let's take you to the hospital, man.
And that's pretty much what it's going to be. You're going to take him to the hospital. So take a quick look at this. Now, this is going to be level 1, level 2 road rash right here. Look how shredded his stuff is. So that shirt's not going to do any good. Level 1, level 2 road rash. Now, I'm concerned about broken ribs. I'm concerned about major bleeds. I'm concerned about anything that's life-threatening. So CAB, okay? Circulation, airway, breathing. Circulation. Check for any major bleeds that are pretty much escaping his body. External bleeding. There's not much you can do for internal bleeding at this point, okay? So you can't do much. You can support the system, though. So look for any external bleeds. The only way you're going to do that is you're going to check each arm, each leg, check the back, check the chest, and look for puddles of blood, okay? I can't show you right now because I'm doing this in front of the class, but, you know, I'll maybe make another video later where I show you the full assessment, okay? So here's the thing. With airway, when you ask them a question, they respond back, boom, they got an airway. Now, it might not be the best, and it might get worse, but if you ask them a question, they respond back, you know they have an airway. Breathing, same thing. You know they're breathing. But the next question you can ask, and I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. I already know some EMTs and paramedics will be like, oh, you're skipping stuff. I don't have all day to teach them. It's been 24 minutes since we started. So the thing is, with breathing, ask a question. Say, hey, how's your breathing? Does it hurt? Does it hurt to breathe? Can you take a deep breath? Does it hurt when you take a deep breath? Yes, no? If it's a yes, more than likely a broken rib. More than likely a lung issue that got damaged. Pretty simple. All right, so now that you got that information, those are the life-threatening issues. Now it's a matter of patient care and support, okay? I want to point out that right there. I was waiting for that spot. This is very indicative of a traumatic brain injury. His brain is literally resetting. You hold the power button on your computer. Don't do it now because you skip class. hold the power button, boom, it shuts off quick. Put it back on, it's having a reboot. Okay, that's right. That's what's happening with his brain right now. Okay, so when you see something like that, it could be a multitude of things, but with the mechanism that we're talking about here, probably a brain injury. Could be, you can heal it, but right now that's what I'm concerned about. Because when the brain has an injury, that affects your circulation, it affects your breathing. It doesn't affect the mechanical part of an airway, but it affects the blood pressure. So now the circulation is affected. It can affect how the heart rhythm plays or beats, and that plays into the circulation part. The breathing, it could pretty much shut it down. So you got to be very careful with that. So when it comes to the brain, also think of the stem, the brain stem, and then the cervical spine, and then the rest of the spine. Okay, so you have that whole spinal cord you got to worry about. So now we're concerned about keeping him alive. So if he's sitting up, okay, he's sitting up. Slowly but gradually lay him back down. So he's laying supine. Prone, if you play video games, you're laying on your stomach. Supine is on your back. Keep his head in neutral line, looking at the sky. Simple as that. Keep the helmet on too, especially if he's breathing. Now, when it comes to the rest of the assessment, I'm concerned about any bleeding that these pants are soaking up, but it doesn't. These pants look pretty thin, so maybe you could just see it. But when it comes to motorcycle pants and leathers are going to hide it. You need to cut that stuff off. In an accident like this, if this person crashed, we're not saving leathers. We're not saving gear. We're not saving helmets. We're saving the person. So when it comes to that, what you need to do is have your trauma shears. These are a little different than scissors. You got a little blunt tip on the end so you don't stab somebody. Don't use a knife. If that's all you have, make sure you don't cut them. You don't want to injure the patient more. So trauma shears, good trauma shears can cut pennies, can cut quarters like it's nothing, okay? So you can cut through pretty much anything. So what you want to do, so let's say I'm laying on the ground, I'm like this. What you want to do is cut on the inside, and I'll make a video at some point about how to do this. Cut on the inside just like this. That way you can flop it over and look, and then you can flop it back to keep the patient covered, okay? So we also worry about, if it's a woman, I don't want to cut down the middle and then just open it up and leave it like that. I want to keep it covered as best I can. So with the sides, I'd cut up here, and then I can open it, and then I can close it back. You don't want to expose people unnecessarily. Plus, you have to worry about shock. So, or the shocky symptoms. So what you do is you have a space blanket. So these little emergency blankets, Mylar blankets. So if it's cold out, put this on top of them, keep them warm. That helps out with circulation. Somebody's cold, when you put ice on somebody's injury, it restricts circulation, reduces swelling. Well, if they're too cold and they're starting to bleed out or they have low volume, guess what? The brain's not going to get the necessary nutrients because the blood's not moving. So that's why you have one of these. All right. So cut the stuff if you can. This looks like it's pretty easy. You don't have to cut, but if it's leathers, if it's a jacket, if it's boots, if it's the pants, if it's gloves, cut it off. You don't want to be trying to take their jacket off and they have an injury in their shoulder and you're making it worse, okay?
Any sharp pains?
No.
No sharp pain?
So he answered the question. So with this, when you ask questions, what I would want to is delegate somebody to hold C-spine. And what that is somebody's behind him, which we'll see at the end of the video, actually. We'll go ahead and get to that so you have a better visual. So this woman right here is holding C-spine. So somebody's going to be right behind them and just hold. Okay, I'm just holding your head still, looking forward. It's pretty easy when they still have their helmet on and they're on their back, but that's not what we're doing here. So let's go back just a little bit.
Any sharp pains?
No.
You see how he shook his head no? That's what you don't want. So when you start to ask questions, the first thing you need to do is make a statement. I'm going to be asking you yes and no questions. Do not shake your head yes. Do not shake your head no. Answer with your voice and stay looking forward. Simple as that. That way they don't do no, yes, because in their cervical spine, possible injuries. You want them to just say yes, no, while they're looking forward. Go ahead and delegate the holding of C-spine to somebody else while you do your assessment. You'll learn all this stuff in roadguardians.org.
No shot pain?
Alright, brother, someone called someone?
So she's like, did somebody call someone? Look at, nobody's on their phone. This whole time, we could have had somebody on their way. And that's part of the chain of survival. First person on scene needs to start that chain of survival. So what that means is that you call 911 as soon as EMS shows up, that's when medical care happens. Now, what I want you guys to be is part of that chain of survival. I want you to show up on scene, call 911, and then assist and apply any medical training you have. That's when I want the the EMS, emergency medical services, to start. Now, you're not going to be able to do everything, but that's hopefully going to be enough until EMTs and paramedics show up. That's what I want. That's part of being a smart rider, is rescuing other riders in this situation. Because people die before EMS even shows up and people are standing around doing nothing. I don't want that to happen to you, because you're going to witness it, and I don't want it to happen to your friend or even to you. Whew.
Yeah.
All right, so this person right here is calling 911. Very good. So he's the person that's going to stay on the phone. He's doing nothing else. No one else is going to call. Just let him do it. While we're here, look at his helmet. Look at his helmet. Guys need to wear helmets, please. I don't care if it's from here to the store and it's only a 5-minute ride. Put on full gear. You never know. Yeah, I know this guy was speeding. I know this guy did a panic brake with no total stopping distance. It could happen anywhere. That helmet is gone. It's done.
Hi there, bro.
It did its job.
Just relax.
How are you?
You see how he's moving his head up and down? Lay him down so they're not moving. Last thing you want to do is try to stand him up and his blood pressure drops because of the TBI or whatever issues, and then he falls down, gets secondary injuries.
Yeah, all right.
Just breathe.
Just chill, man.
You see how everyone is just saying, just breathe, just chill? That doesn't help anything. Now, I take that back. I take it back. Let's go ahead and step back on that one. It does help. It does help keep the patient nice and calm. What you can do is start asking questions. You can start getting a baseline when it comes to his mental status. You can go ahead and, it's fine to say just breathe and all that stuff. I take that back. So what you want to do is start getting a baseline. What's your name? Do you know where you're at? Do you know who the President of the United States is? I usually get some weird answers for that one. Don't ask any questions that you don't know the answer to. So you know what day it is? Then ask it. You know who the president is? Then ask it. You know where you're at? Then ask it. Don't ask, hey, what's your mom's name? Because you don't know. Unless you do know. Unless it is a friend or it's a brother or sister or whoever. Only ask those questions. So you want to ask who they are, where they're at, and then what time or day it is. That way you get a big picture of orientation of where they're at. Now, if they answer it completely wrong, then we start having issues, but there's not much you could do about it. But then you can at least tell paramedics and EMTs when they show up, hey, he wasn't answering things correctly. And that's going to help them out.
So, are you bleeding anywhere else that we can't see at the moment, mate?
So are you bleeding anywhere else that you can't see? Now, this guy probably has massive pain on his left shoulder. He probably doesn't feel the bleeding coming out of his right leg. So that's why we have to do these assessments. We have to expose the patient by cutting his gear off, by cutting the pants off. And you have to let them know, hey, I'm going to be cutting these things off because I need to make sure you're not bleeding everywhere, making sure that everything's okay, and you'll cover them back up. They're not going to know, especially with a traumatic brain injury. They probably think it's probably 2002. You don't know. They don't know their systems. Their body's resetting. Nerves are resetting. Massive pain in one area, clouding the judgment on the other. So we need to do it. Now, he's probably doing what he can do, and that's perfectly fine. But I don't want you guys to be in a position where you don't know what to do.
Right, just check your hair.
I'm sure.
Can I just lift your t-shirt up there for a minute, mate?
He's got his shoulder. We've got some.
So that's good. He's doing an assessment.
Come down on your back.
Looks
there, I
like
think,
mostly
mate.
bark, dude.
So here's the cool thing. If you don't have scissors, just rip it. Expose the whole back. Just rip it. Don't give them any water to drink. They're probably going to need surgery.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a hell of a slide.
You're right, mate. You're doing good.
Damn. Thanks, man.
So I guess his phone was in the road. So you see how he's slumping over? That's why I want him laying down. So if you can lay them down, get him in that anatomical position. Get them laying on their back like this. They're just looking at the sky. Get them laying on their back. If they start throwing up because they're on their back, turn them on their side. There's a way to do it. It's on accidentscene.org. I can't show it because I'm on the screen right now. If you guys like this stuff, let me know in the comments. If you want me to make an actual video on doing a log roll, recumbent position, tourniquet application, all those things, I'll teach you to my trauma kit. I'll teach you to it, and that way you can do some stuff. But you definitely want to take accidentscene.org right now.
Probably lay back with the neck, mate. You guys know?
Yeah. Actually, no. I think he just
His gloves flew off. So here's the thing. We're typically what humans do is they do what they know. So when you see a lot of motorcycle crashes and a lot of these moto madness issues where somebody crashed and they're going for the bike, they're trying to pick up the bike, they're picking up pieces off the floor, and nobody is helping the patient, it's because this is all we know. If you don't have the training, you're going to feel like you're useless talking to the person. You don't feel useless when you're picking stuff up like the bike because you know how to do it. What I don't want you guys to be in is not knowing how to take care of a patient, because that's what really matters here. Taking care of the patient, taking care of the bike. The bike's done. The stuff in the roadway, whatever, it's done. The patient is still there. So I want our efforts to be applied to that person. But there's not. So that looked like an LED strip. So when he was applying the brakes, that makes sense now. Let's go back just a little bit. Yeah, those are LEDs. So when he's applying the brakes, it had the lights come on. Okay, so it wasn't ABS. The road rash, I wouldn't clean it. I would leave that for EMS. Now, with cleaning it, you could possibly just cause more pain. I'm not worried about any type of infections because once he gets to the hospital, they'll deal with that. My only concern in this situation is, first, my safety. Number one, everybody, I need you to understand this. In this situation, it's your safety, not his, not his, hers, him, him. No, your safety. Number two, it's his emergency. It's not your emergency. Tell yourself that when you get on scene, it's not your emergency. This person is in trouble. This person is in pain, not me. So that will allow you to calm down, and that will allow you to say, okay, it's not my problem. I want to help, though. That way you're not freaking out. Third, question mark, and then fourth, profit. All right, moving on. I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, come.
So here's the thing. Don't take. There's some passage of time. Don't take the helmet off for multiple reasons. For one, if the patient is breathing, absolutely no reason to take the helmet off. Absolutely no reason. Number two, you only take the helmet off if the patient is not breathing and they have a full face helmet. So let's go ahead and go over that again. Don't take the helmet off if the patient is breathing, ever. You can loosen the strap, but don't take the helmet off if the patient is breathing. If the patient is not breathing and they have a full face, then you can take it off. So that means if they're not breathing and have a half helmet, if they're not breathing and they have a modular helmet, if they're not breathing and they have a 3/4 helmet, you leave the helmet on because you can still access the airway with a 3/4, half helmet, and a modular helmet. You can't access the airway for rescue breathing if they have a full face helmet. So once again, full face helmet and breathing, or any helmet and breathing. Sorry, let's do that again. Number one, any helmet and breathing, do not take it off. The only time you take it off is if they're not breathing and have a full face. Okay. I want that to be clear.
Come quickly.
As soon as you can, mate.
You're holding
to
him,
lean back.
you might have a broken neck or a broken back. We don't know, so don't move it.
So that's the dispatcher. They are trained. So what this person is doing on the far right on the phone is asking, or the dispatcher is asking him questions. He's relaying some information. the dispatcher doesn't have all the information, so they're going to go to the best thing they could possibly do is don't move the patient, lay him back. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. Always go to that.
Man, it's just some grices. We got a cop.
Serious bleeding, non-serious bleeding.
So the dispatcher's asking, is there any serious bleeding? He says no serious bleeding. Okay? So that's good. That's good. There's no serious bleeding. The patient is talking. The patient is breathing. So CAB, circulation, airway, breathing, it's all good. No external bleeding, so I don't have any life-threatening bleeding. The only thing I have is a patient that is obviously in pain and will be in pain for quite a while. Okay? So I wanted to explain all that. I wanted to talk about this whole situation. Let me know if this is something that you want me to discuss even further at some point. If you want me to start going over trauma incidences like this, more of the medical trauma helping side, let me know. I am actually developing a kit right now. I'm developing a trauma kit. We're getting everything sourced, so please stay tuned for a lot of that stuff. We're going to hopefully get something out so that you guys can, have something, right? I want you guys to be able to help people. Now, if you can't help anybody, or no, let's take that back. If you run up on somebody, you don't have the training, let's get back on the screen. You don't have the training, you don't have a trauma kit, you just now, like right after class, you're on your way home and you see somebody crash. What do you do? What I want you to do is pull over if you can safely. If not, call 911 or emergency services right away and let them know exactly where this thing happened. That right there is going to get the dispatcher to call the fire department or paramedics or ambulance and cops or whatever. That's going to at least get that chain of survival going. So you don't even have to stop if you don't want to. You don't have a duty to act unless, I guess, you work for a fire department. And then that's a policy at the fire department or EMS. But you don't have to as a bystander, as a citizen. You don't really have to, okay? It's not legal advice, but I'm just saying, if you don't feel comfortable, just call 911. Now, if you feel comfortable enough to stop and call 911, make sure you're safe. And remember, it's their emergency, not yours. Do what you can. If all you can do is call 911 and talk to the patient and ask questions, but you don't feel comfortable putting your hands on the patient, that's fine too. That's absolutely fine too. The main thing is we're calling 911 if you have no training, because that gets that chain of survival going. It takes a minute for you to call 911 at least. It takes a minute for dispatch to call the fire service and police. It takes at least a minute for all the firefighters to get off the recliners and get on the engine in the ambulance. It takes at least, depends on the municipality and where you're at. If you're in the city, at least 3 to 4 minutes from them getting on the truck to the scene. So we're talking at least 7 minutes, at least. So this is why I want you guys to have that training, so that between that first minute and 7th minute, you're able to provide aid. Now, we watched that Max Risk thing with 2L Jesus up in the mountains. They didn't get any type of assistance for over 30 minutes. So you have to start doing your own risk assessment. Start figuring these things out. Start realizing, oh, it can actually get bad if we don't pay attention. That's why I want you guys to be smart riders. Okay? Situationally aware, seek out and recognize, maintain fundamental skills, acquire and utilize personal protective equipment, rescue another rider with bystander assistance training or any type of medical training, teaching and mentoring. It's very, very important. You don't want to ride with a group and then somebody crashes and nobody knows what to do. You be that person. You be that person that knows what to do. All right? Woo! That was a good one, everybody. Thank you for sitting through that. That was about 30 minutes, I believe, of a class. First responder training covers quite a bit. Everything I just said probably is in your first responder training. As an EMT, I have more skills. I have a bigger scope of practice. As a paramedic, they have a bigger scope of practice. So only do what you are capable of doing. I'm not giving you guys any advice on the laws. I'm not giving you any advice on those things. So only do what you feel you're comfortable with, and only do what you feel is going to be helpful. Do not do stuff that you saw on TV or even on here and you don't know how to do it yet. If you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel 100% confident in it, don't do it. Guys, if you like this kind of stuff, think about joining the Patreon. It's $5. You get entered in the gear giveaway. You get the class syllabus like this early. Speaking of which, I gotta do the backup. So let's go to the backup. Let's do this. Yeah. Let's get this out of here. Let's do this. Now we got the backup video for MotoStars. Okay, no problem. This will be up. This live stream will be up after this goes down. And then we also have, we got another video. We're gonna do more. We're not done. We're not done. We're gonna go through this one a little bit quick though. But also I'll cut it up to where it's a little bit more concise too. You dislike Mountain Dew? I don't know. It's easy to drink. But yeah, if you want to support the channel, this video is probably going to demonetize. Think about either clicking that join button, which is going to be for, you know, Burgundy has the mustache, Prodigal has the beard, so does Reteps. You get all that. But if you want to get entered in the gear giveaway, which we do every single month, February's is about to end, so get in now. Click that join button. You get my ebook, my very first ebook for free, and a bunch of other perks that I can't provide for members on YouTube. But it helps out the channel. It really does. When I talk about these trauma things, medical things, YouTube doesn't like it. They just don't like it. So I appreciate all my patrons. I appreciate everybody that hits that like button. I appreciate everybody that clicks that join button, buys anything from the partners like Cardo, Revzilla, using the links in the description. That helps out quite a bit. Yeah, if you guys want, I see a bunch of comments. If you guys want me to make a, like, how to apply the tourniquet, how to use the space blanket, how to use the triangular bandage, how to use the gauze and the cling, the 4x4s, how to put your gloves on, how to take them off. If you want me to do that, let me know. I'm going to be putting all that stuff on Motorcycle Training Concepts, the second channel. So if you guys don't know that, I have that second channel. We're working really hard on a few things right now. We're getting things set up. So click that link right there in the chat, and you'll get to the other channel. All right? All right, here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and get back into this. And see what he has. I like his intros. Decide and ride. I don't know how to meet shield. All right, we're moving forward through here. It's a red light, so watch out for anybody behind us. Not stop. Okay, green. Let's go ahead and get going.
To go and drew the driver's attention to his failure to maintain a safe distance.
So he's gonna turn left. Oh, whoa. No. Just leave it. Leave it at that point. Just leave it at that point. His phone is not on his handlebars. Probably fell off because it wasn't rock form.
Me pasa rozando, tío. Me pasa rozando. Estaba puesto.
The other person's like, get out of the way.
Y no me pases rozando. No te puedes pasar rozando. Estás loco, tío. Estás loco.
Dude, you're in the path of travel of all these other vehicles. All right, so we're gonna take a look at this. So he's gonna get up to here, and he's gonna want to turn left. Okay, so he's gonna want to turn left. The person's gonna go on his right. Here's the thing: how many times do motorcyclists do this, anyways? You find a little gap, you're gonna lane filter even when you're not supposed to. Same thing with the little schmeat cars. They're gonna do it to you too, so you can't get mad. Simple as that. Did he hit you? No. Was it close? Yeah. Give you a little pucker factor? Yeah. Okay, not a big deal. Move on with your day.
Pay attention to his failure to maintain a safe distance.
So that right there, whatever. We do it all the time. I don't, but I know a lot of people do it. I see it all the time.
¿Qué haces?
So now we're gonna accelerate and get pissed. Now we're putting ourselves in more danger by accelerating when we probably shouldn't. Now we stopped in the roadway. We're in the path of travel of other cars. One's if they're not paying attention, which we always complain about. One's if somebody's looking at their phone, and then this lady in the Nissan way back there isn't paying attention, looking at her phone's like, oh, what happened? Boom, hits you. So we're not too concerned about our safety at this point. Yeah, we got pissed because this guy took a little bit of our safety away, but here's the thing. Now we're putting ourselves in even worse. No, go on with your day. Get out of this. Done. I ain't gonna deal with it.
Estás loco, tío. Estás loco.
All right, so we're moving through here. Intersection's orange stage. We're gonna get through here. Good. Go back to yellow stage because you're golden. Oh, another orange stage and intersection. Oh, no. Good swerve. Good red stage. Woo-wee. So you guys see what I was saying when it comes to switching stages like that? So right now we are approaching the intersection. We are just now transitioning from yellow to orange stage. So you understand where I'm getting at when we keep switching back and forth between stages. So yellow, orange now. We're in orange stage. We roll off the throttle just a little bit. We're not, going down engine braking. We're just rolling it off. Say we're going 45, now we're going 42. It's simple. Almost like we're coasting through the intersection. Don't pull in that clutch, because that's true coasting. We're just kind of rolling off the throttle a little bit, covering the brakes, covering the clutch, looking for escape routes, planning our ride. It's simple. We're going to coast right through it. So boom, we're in orange stage, orange stage, orange stage. And right here, I feel confident with yellow stage because now we're exiting. There's nothing in our path of travel. Good space cushions left and right behind us. Everything looks good. Boom, yellow stage. Oh, crap, we got another intersection coming up, going back into orange stage. So now I'm observing and trying to find hazardous situations because I'm a smart rider. And I see that there's going to be somebody in the left turn lane. Okay, so it's a stale green light. I think it just maybe turned yellow right now. We're kind of far away. Axel Morales, welcome to the gear giveaway. So right here, since I'm in orange stage and I see it's a yellow light left turner, what do you think they might want to do? They want to turn before the light turns red. So I'm a little concerned, so I'm still rolling off the throttle. I'm not going to be too concerned yet. I'm not going to be applying the brakes. At this point, he's speeding up, though. So you have a choice, speed up or apply the brakes. Now I feel like I could apply the brakes. Do some good progressive brake pressure. This is a good practice situation. Go ahead and apply the brakes. Just till you can stop. You don't need to go through. Just wait for the next light. We're going to accelerate, though. And now that person's going to turn left. Boom, we're in red stage now. We need to do something. Now, I hope you're going to go into red stage and not brown stage. Brown stage, you got a little poo-poo in your pantalones. Red stage, you actually are going to be doing something you're supposed to be doing, which is either an emergency swerve or an emergency brake. Now, he's going to choose an emergency swerve. He's already doing it. Are we going to make it? We will see. So good swerve to the next lane. We're navigating a threat. And you notice how he swerved left? Why do you think he did that? Well, if you only swerve right, you're going to keep turning right. You're going to run into the pole. So at some point, he's got to swerve left. So you don't really have every inch of road to swerve to the right. You can only swerve to the right enough to maintain your path of travel, and then you have to get back on the road unless you're going to crash. So this was very close. Was it worth it? You put yourself in a close call because you wanted to accelerate through a stagnant yellow light. It's not worth it. Just brake, stop, leave it, wait for the next green, and then go. But here's the thing. With the after-action review, did an amazing swerve. He didn't panic brake like most people, so that was good. All right, so we're going to be going through this one. Sun in the eyes, possibly, you think?
An accident at 50 miles per hour. Nothing serious happened to the biker, which...
Oh, corners, orange stage. You got to prep and ready for that. Oh, low side. Low side. So we watched that crash. We did that whole trauma AAR. And it was a low side because of traction loss on that front tire. Now, if you go too fast and turn at the same time, you can have the same exact traction loss as a panic brake, and that's what happened here. So we have mechanism of the whole right side, impacts to the right shoulder, right elbow, right knee, right hip, abrasions to the right side of the body, has a helmet on, so he's doing fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
A little too fast in that corner.
I'm good. I'm good.
Did good.
Oh.
His gear saved him. So situationally, he wasn't aware. He wasn't going in orange stage. He didn't do slow press and roll. And then also was not using his fundamental skills of turning. And then the only thing that really saved him in this situation is going to be the acquisition and acquiring of personal protective equipment. He actually used it. So he had a full, he had a jacket, pants. I think these are normal pants, so still get yourself some good pants. I think he's got moto boots. He's got good gloves, helmet, jacket. So for the most part, he's going to be fine. You still have that impact. You're still going to possibly have some forces transmit into your chest. Then you're going to maybe lose your air because the diaphragm got pushed a little bit. But I think he's going to be fine. So let's go back just a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk about what happened here.
What happened to the biker, which cannot be...
Okay, so what's happening here is that maybe we're keeping up with our buddy. So do you think ego might have played a little bit? We're trying to have fun with our friends. Probably not. Probably just felt like he could do this anyways, but sun is in the eyes maybe. Couldn't see a rough patch of gravel or anything like that. You never know. So I don't like to push the limits. I'm just trying to get home, or I'm just trying to get to the store on my bike. I don't need to push the limits. Yes, it's fun, but getting home to my family is even more fun. So we're going to get to this. So he cut in here, and now he's going to go a little bit wide, and he has to cut in even more because his line selection was kind of screwy. See how he went wide, and now he's got to cut in more because he's starting to go wider. So he had a really early apex. I'm not going to talk about outside, inside, outside on this. I prefer middle, 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 and the appropriate speed, so I don't have to deal with this. And there's that low side. Okay, so a lot of abrasions, some impact, not like crazy impacts like high side, but his gear is probably what saved him. Now, here's the thing. Once if a car was coming the opposite direction, we just got hit right now. We're in the opposite lane. This is why I don't like to play around. I don't play around. Do it on the track. I'm not saying he was doing this for that reason. I'm saying that if you're going to push limits or anything like that, do it on a track. Thankfully, this person's not hurt too bad, and I think it was just a straight-up accident. Oh, it's another view. I think this is his buddy up front. So the sun in the eyes, you see that? Oh, somebody behind. Interesting. So if you witness that and you're behind, take the turn nice and easy. So you don't
slippery, bro.
So maybe the tire itself wasn't properly kept. Maybe it was too low on tread. But what I was saying is, if you're the person behind witnessing it, slow down, do as much as you can before the turn, make it through the turn, then slow down, and then assist your friend. Don't target fixate on him and then crash into him.
Where you want to take it? Is it leaking anything?
Doesn't look like it. I think it mostly got your plastics.
Alright. So we're gonna have, oh, something's in the road. Watch out, watch out. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are we going? Oh, that was a bad escape path. He chose a very bad escape path. So we're going through here. There's something in the middle of the road. He's gonna choose to go left while the person is going left. The person decides to go left right here. We need to start making adjustments and turn right. It's simple as that. It was just a bad escape path. Alright, so we're going through here.
Just in front of an oncoming biker who may not have been able to brake or just misjudge the situation.
Okay, so he doesn't have full gear. Now, maybe he can't afford it, maybe not. Oh! Okay, it's that person. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna have to go look at that again real quick.
Just misjudge the situation.
So we have that rider way over there, hauling butt, and dumped the bike before even touching it. What do you think happened there, class? Write it in the comments. What do you think happened? Why did that motorcyclist crash before even touching the car? All right, so here we go. He's gonna dump the bike. He doesn't have full gear. So here we go, better view. So he's trying to slow down. You see how he's jostling, and oh, he did touch, but it was barely anything, and he dumped the bike. He didn't have a lot of traction. Typically what happens is people dump the bike prior. It's because they panic broke and lost traction completely on that front tire. Right, Motos with Matt? Finally, you joined. Jeez. Senior crew member, baby. Woo! You're a chief, though. Interesting. But right here, make sure you wear full gear. That's just another thing. This is right here is the acquisition. I keep saying acquisition. It's acquire and utilize personal protective equipment as a smart rider. Make sure you do that. Get what you can afford. I'm not going to show what's on his leg. I think he's missing flesh. All right. So we're going 120.
Riding in a group, the danger comes by surprise.
Yeah, we're blocking the roadway for anybody behind us. And there it is. Station 2. You're watching this from Station 2, Matt? Alright, so it looks like he's got some road rash, or not road rash, but his gears kind of tore up. Big group ride. Very, very careful. Good, he's slowing down traffic. That's the important thing. Try your best to get out of the roadway. Go on the other side if you can. I like acquire and utilize personal protective equipment a little better. Acquisition. They're principles. So if you, a smart rider principle of always seeking out and recognizing, always maintaining your fundamental skills, acquiring and utilizing, rescuing, and teaches. It's their action steps I want you guys to take. All right, so we're going 123 kilometers.
When riding in a group, the danger comes by surprise.
So these two right here up in front, they slowing down, and we had to slow down. But we're not riding in a staggered formation. We're not doing anything that's going to indicate that we have a set in stone thing that we're doing. Okay, so nobody knows what's happening then. If there's no structure, nobody knows what's going on. Chaos starts to happen, and that's not good for motorcyclists. So we're going to stop here. We're not going to allow the person behind us that might be white staged to actually get around us, because they're going to hit us then, because they're not. Maybe we left a gap and they want to shoot it and just for funsies. But why are we doing that in a group ride? We shouldn't be doing that. So we're going here. We're blocking everything. Now, I think this person wanted to go, but we impacted. Not good. So it's not always car drivers causing problems. It's motorcyclists. And then if you think about it, it's just humans. Humans make mistakes. The main thing is make sure you wear full gear. So the person up here that crashed, not wearing full gear, just a helmet, maybe gloves. It's typically the thing. This person right here is wearing a lot more, not pants, but it's good enough for now. So that's going to cause massive failure of primary control. We dumped the bike, let go of the handlebars, not our fault. This person did it. We dumped the bike and hit her head. We're tumbling for dramatic effect. Music sad. Those are moto boots, by the way. Look how quick it happens. So it's constantly doing this. He's constantly hitting the ground. He's just like, oh, I'm dizzy. So he's doing that. So that's every impact point. He's getting impact everywhere. So this is why you have moto gear. All right, guys. So the lesson we can learn from this is ride in a structured format, which is going to be a typical staggered formation. Don't speed. Don't pass anybody. Have a pre-ride meeting and say, hey, don't pass anybody. Get yourself on a Cardo Pack Talk so you can communicate with everybody using the mesh system. And hopefully it'll prevent a lot of this. All right, so we're going through here. Good space cushion. Oh, motorcycle thieves.
Looks like two bike thieves behind me.
Okay, so go ahead. I'll just pause it real quick. So she recognized bike thieves behind her. So now this is that whole 360 situational awareness. So being situationally aware isn't just for finding car hazards. If you're in an area where there's bike thieves, having that situational awareness around you for people that could be doing stuff to you like this, woo-wee. I think we'll just watch this because, yeah, we'll just watch this because there's not much. She's going to go ahead and accelerate through. And they followed her.
Oh my God.
Now, don't let adrenaline kick in that much. You need to maintain your fundamental skills. So if you're being chased, if you feel like you can do this and you want to do this, do it. But here's the thing. Make sure you know how to brake, accelerate, swerve, and you know how to do everything possible in a red stage maneuver.
I just got chased.
Look forward. Look forward.
My heart is in my mouth.
Yeah. There's not much you can do. You'll get that adrenaline dump,
I've never
but
been chased.
whew.
Doing that to me and everything.
360 situational awareness is pretty much what saved her. Okay, and her bike. So teach your daughters, teach your sons, teach your friends. Situational awareness. Smart rider principle seeks out and recognizes hazardous situations. Could be bike thieves. That's why it's a principle. The smart rider principles.
I've been chased. They were literally doing that.
How can someone steal a bike that someone is already riding, though? They're going to pull up next to you and have a gun on you. Happens all the time in Brazil. I'm assuming it happens all the time here in the UK. They got guns. They got crowbars. They will kick you off the bike and then take your bike. There's 2 people on a bike. One jumps off, takes the bike. The other one rides off the original bike.
To me and everything.
All right, so we're moving forward here. Intersections, orange stage, be prepared. Side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Good swerve. Not much to talk about on that one. It was a great swerve.
Biker saw that the main reason for this behavior was fact that the driver was using the phone while driving. He decided to confront her.
I was just about to say, great job on you. And now we're doing dangerous things to do what? If they don't stop, they can't steal it, right? Yeah, they can't. But the thing is, you're going to follow the laws and stop at a red light. They pull up next to you, steal it. So she ran through, in that previous video, she ran through red lights in between traffic. She did some dangerous things to see if they were actually going to do it. So yeah, if you stop, they're going to take it. But as a law-abiding citizen, you're probably stopping at stop signs. You're probably stopping at stoplights, especially if you didn't even witness that the thieves were behind you. So if you didn't have good 360 situational awareness, and you're just kind of focused up front, and you stop at a red light or whatever, they pull up next to you, surprise the shit out of you, and then take your bike. But the fact that she witnessed and recognized that that's a hazard, the uncommon thing in a common situation, she was able to get herself out of that and not stop at those stoplights and stop signs. And they kept chasing, and then they finally realized it's too dangerous because their fundamental skills probably suck because they're dumb riders, and she's a smart rider. That's what I think. Just one opinion.
Du hältst an! Wie kannst du jetzt gerade noch am Telefon sein? Du hättest mich fast über den Haufen gefahren. Du, scheiß, mein Gott, mein Herz rast. Ich werde hier reingefahren. Was machst du immer noch mit dem Telefon in der Hand? Wie doof muss man sein? Du hast ein Tier im Auto. Womöglich ein Kind zu Hause oder was? Und du bist immer noch am Telefon. Das läuft, das Ding. Mein Gott, ich wäre tot gewesen.
This is scary.
Oh. Oh. Und du bist immer noch am Telefon. Zwei. VW Polo. Ey, du hast das immer noch dran. Mama, deine Tochter hat einen Motorradfahrer fast tot gefahren. Was nützt mir, dass ich tot im Straßengraben liege und du immer noch am Telefon bist? Mein Gott! Mein Gott! Ey! Mein Gott! Ich bin 36 Jahre alt! Hallo, welchen Toten? Oh! Oh! Und du hast immer noch nicht aufgelegt! Die Mama ist immer noch am Telefon! Ha? Du hättest mich vor einer Minute tot gemacht. Ach komm, hat keinen Sinn. My God! My God, ne!
Got kids just walking in the road. Oh, it's a freaking dog. Oh my God, if this dog comes after me.
Alrighty.
Get your dog.
Get your dog.
Come on. If this dog comes after me.
What are you gonna do? Don't hit a dog.
Okay, can we go? Like, I'm on a bike.
Just help him out. I'd pull over. I went searching for a German Shepherd in the neighborhood yesterday. It wasn't even my dog. Help him out.
Go! Like, I'm on a bike. Like, Jesus Christ.
Come on, dude. Come on, be a little considerate.
Looks like a good puppy.
Why yell like that?
Oh my gosh. Control your dogs. I understand you as being nice and everything, but I don't trust any dog when I'm on a bike.
That's fine.
Jeez Louise.
Okay, so I don't want to hear anymore. I like dogs. Just be a little empathetic. Be a little empathetic. It's a dog. You know, they probably didn't want the dog to be off the leash. Be empathetic about that. Come on now. I don't even want to hear what he had to say. Doom YZF. What's up, man? Wait, did I miss something?
Stupid dog.
All right. He just said that was a stupid dog. All right, so what happened here, Doom? Why are we stopping? All right, side of the vehicle. Probably just didn't see us. Non-issue. Moving on. Non-issue. Ooh, uncommon thing. See the lights? See the lights? They're in our lane. Good. Now move on. Non-issue again. All right, high-pitched noise killing my tinnitus. We're getting into here. Watch out, a lot of traffic, merge issues. Red vehicle, non-issue, non-issue. Non-issue on that. Oh, there's more? We just saw it again. Did you just play it again? Okay. All right, we're going through an intersection. Maintain your space cushion. You can't see. Look at the line of sight. Now you're kind of stuck. There you go. Roll off the throttle. Let them out. Watch out side of the vehicle. You were accelerating into that. Did we not see that? Did we not see that? Okay. All right, moving on. We're in the blind spot. That person's going to come into our lane. There it is. Good adjustment. It's fine. Non-issue. Come on, Moto Stars. What are you doing here? These are all non-issues. Oh, what are we going to do? We're going to make that an issue? No. Guys, that was a typical lane merging issue. We were right in the blind spot.
Thanks
we're going to get up to here.
I hope you've enjoyed it. See you soon in the next.
Come on, Moto Stars. I think you just didn't have enough videos for that one. I got to give my editor something to do. You want to do another one, guys? Let's do another one. I think Moto Madness just did one. Let's find it. Let's see what Moto Madness. Cowie Dart Jeff, welcome to the Patreon monthly motorcycle gear giveaway crew. Woo-wee. Let's see what Moto. I think Moto. Oh, they did Oh, I must have started it already. It's probably playing in the background. I think oh, can't have that music going. Can't do the music. He probably has the license, I don't. How about a pizza with the next video? Let's see if I can get some pizza in here. Let's see if I can get some pizza. All right. Whoa. Looked all screwy. There we go. You happy now? Got some burritos. Got some pizza. Hot, delicious pizza. You're welcome, Daniel. You're welcome. Kurt, happy now? See you later, Reteps. Woo-wee. Here we go. Alright, so we're moving through the area in Sacramento. We're going a little fast. High risk, and there's no reward on that one, but he's got full leathers. He's got full leathers, so low abrasion. But look, you're going to see on the inside of his right arm, he tore it up. Alright, so wheeling. So 2 wheels, 4 reels. Did only 1 wheels, 4 reels. And pun. Anyways, he's going to get up to here. It's a nice open road. Lower risk from hitting anybody, getting hit. So he did a risk assessment based off his skill level. So he's going to go ahead and loop it a little bit. And he's going to hit his tailbone pretty hard. So if we talk a little bit about mechanism, boom, hit the tailbone. Ooh. So he's got full leathers on. So he did a risk assessment. He at least acquired and utilized personal protective equipment. He actually is considered a smart rider. He just failed his fundamental skill of keeping the bike on 2 wheels. That's all that was. So take a quick look at his right arm. Anybody else notice that with me? Come on now. Let's go back just a little bit. So he got lucky. I wonder where that came from. Could have been just when he landed like this and just ripped it real quick. Remember, you only have real abrasion resistance on the outside. On the inside, it's typically mesh because that's where you get the airflow. So it has lower abrasion resistance right there. Yeah, the bike could have flown in somebody's place. I wouldn't do it. But he did what he thought was a good risk assessment. Obviously, it just wasn't. So there it is. Guys, if you want to join the gear giveaway, click that button in the chitty chat or in the description. There we go. So we're moving through here. We're on a Yamaha R3. Great bike. Love them. All right, sharp turn to the left. 20 miles recommended. So hopefully he doesn't low side on this situation. He was doing the speed. He was doing fine. So let's see what happened. He was doing pretty good. Look, right before the turn. So he's doing slow look, press and roll. You see how he went from 40 to 33, 30. So he was doing pretty good. What do you think would have caused this low side? There you go, Sean already. Sean Innes, crap in the road. Guys, it's not just about what your skill level is. Okay, if you can take this turn at 30 on a typical day, great. You also have to ride within the conditions present, okay? So you have this right here. You have to ride within the conditions present, okay? If we're going to hit that, it doesn't matter. It's road hazard. We got to watch out for road hazards, everybody. So that's going to be a low side. I think he had full gear on. So he should be fine. Okay, so Bon in Switzerland. So snow, cold tires, wet road, icy road. There you go. Slow down, slow down. He's slowing down, doing good. Go as smooth as possible over it. No jerky movement, especially on the turn. Ah, that's just a hazard when it comes to snow. Damn, that sucks. That's just one of the hazards. Look, he slipped right there. It's just black ice. Yep. So with something like this, if you're in an area where you have a lot of snow, a lot of ice, make sure you get some really good tires. Make sure you keep up on the PSI on your tires. You do your T-clocks. You're checking the tires. You're checking lights. You're checking everything. You're making sure it's in tip-top condition because you don't want to accidentally dump the bike because you had bald tires or low PSI or too high PSI. And then also, Smart Rider principles, acquiring and utilizing personal protective equipment is not just for you. If you love your baby like this right here, you want to get some sliders. You want to get some crash protection also for your bike. So something like this where it's a higher risk of low siding, even at low speed, Jose Ponce Jr., even if it's a low risk, or if it's a high risk because of ice and stuff, then start getting more and more things to lower that risk of permanent damage. So get sliders and all that stuff, like I said.
That was ice.
All right, so we're moving through Tennessee, Ian. So we're going straight construction zone. Lots of road hazards, a lot of debris. Give yourself a good... Oh, hit that uneven pavement. You got to be very careful. You got to look ahead for those. So he hit an uneven pavement. It's almost like hitting a railway track. Also hitting like maybe the side of a curb. So we're going into here. So what you want to do when it comes to a construction zone, and it's definitely that uneven pavement because you can actually see it, try your best to stay on one level of pavement. But if it kind of goes away for you, make it a deliberate action to cross over. Don't just kind of scoot a little bit and then try to go down it and then try to get on the other side. No. You scoot over and then get onto the new pavement. You want to make it a deliberate action. You want to go over it as perpendicular as possible, and it's almost impossible with one of these things because here's like the uneven pavement we're traveling, and it's starting to like do this, and we're like, oh no, I don't want to do it, and then you dump it because you're barely going over it. If it's like this and you're getting closer, make it a deliberate action to go over it like this, and then get back into where you need to go. Deliberate actions, okay? Move with a purpose. Let's see if he applied the brakes, though. You're right. So, no, there's that bump. There's that uneven pavement. So, here's the thing. This is what I would do. Let's go back just a little bit instead of using my hands. Okay, first, we can pay attention. Okay, first you need to be in not white stage. You don't want to be in white stage. First be in orange stage. Take that back. Not in orange stage, be in yellow stage. It's a long day. It's a long day. So what you can do is stay here, or you can move and go here. Okay, what you don't want to do is maintain this path, hit that crack with your skinny tire, and it's like, oh crap, and then it falls. So let's say this crack is like that. So that's the uneven pavement. So let's get a different marker. So this is the high pavement, and this is the low pavement. Okay, so now we see that. Okay, so what I want you to do, if in this situation, instead of trying to do this, oh, I don't want to go over, I don't want to go over, oh crap, I have to go over, and then you barely go over it, and then you fall. I don't want you doing that. I want you, oh, let's do that. What I want you to do is go like this, and be like, oh crap, that pavement is going to change on me. Let's go ahead and just do it real quick, and then get back in my lane. I want you to go over it as straight as possible. I did that again. All right, anyways, moving on. See, hit it. You got to just go over it. All right, moving on with this. Carl Green with Kawasaki. All right, intersection. Be very careful with sides of the vehicles or path of travel violations. There's the white car going to probably come out. Oh, no, it's the other one. Hey, it got me too. Oh, side impact to the right knee. All right. So let's see what we can get with this. Now, here's the thing. Not everything is preventable. I need you guys to understand that. Not every motorcycle accident is preventable, just like not every car accident isn't preventable. Sometimes things happen. That's why you need that safety net. Acquire and utilize personal protective equipment. There's a bunch of gear that's in the description right now, ddfmcrew.com/beginner gear. It's from Revzilla. It's an affiliate link, so if you're going to buy anything from Revzilla anyways, it supports the channel, but they have a nice list of beginner gear, so inexpensive gear that you could probably outfit your whole system, head to toe and fingers, for like $800. Definitely worth it. All right, so let's go back a little bit. So we're getting into this area. This is going to be that orange stage. Be prepped and ready. Maybe slow it down a little bit. He's going pretty slow already. Now, don't rush. Now, there's that line of sight problem. So that car that's behind this red car can't see us because we have a line of sight. I like green. Let's go back to green. Let's do this. Let's do this. No, I want the bright green. So this is that line of sight problem. We can't see anything past this car. Therefore, this person can't see us either. So we got to be very careful with this. It's just like I keep saying, when you're going through a haunted house, you're not going around corners hauling ass. You're going around the corner and you're looking, you're like, what's going on? Nothing there? Okay, cool. Now I can go. That's kind of what you do here. You wait until you can see. So right here, then I would see what they're doing. It looks like they're not going to stop. Then I apply the brakes. You don't accelerate when your line of sight is blocked. But now, when he said the whoa, this is the moment he perceived it. So that's a bad thing. So maybe we're white staged. But the thing is, we can't solve every issue. We can't mitigate every issue. Sometimes this happens. That's why you wear gear. All right, moving on with this. We're in a parking lot. Cool. Uh-oh. Hit the curb. Hey, we're in a parking lot. I'm okay with this. Just wear gear so if something like this happens, you're not hurt.
Why ain't you hit the back brake? I got it.
Yeah, goddamn.
Oh, his phone's on the ground. If he was using a rock form mount, it probably wouldn't. Grab yourself a rock form mount and get 25% off with the link in the description. Hey, I got to use every opportunity. I got to pay the bills too. Looks like he split his pants. You guys see that? No, don't ask me why I was looking. He split his pantalones.
Yeah.
All right, so we're hauling ass through the... Well, it's 60, but still. All right. Decent space cushions. Don't race. Don't try to keep up. That guy in the middle is going to go wide. Yep. Full gear. Full gear, though. Saved him. That bike is not...
This is the one I've seen plenty of people do it and don't feel bad, man.
I would feel pretty bad if I was one of the statistics. We'll watch the pushing of the ride home and all that later.
Video. Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going through here. Now, this is a decent space cushion, but don't haul ass and try to keep up. Ego is going to make you move outside of your skills. So don't let that be the case. If you're riding with a group that's always ego-driven, it's up to you. You take the risk. You do the assessment. I just know I wouldn't. All right, so he's going to get close to the guy up front, and he's going to go wide. He's like, whoop. Got pushed out, had a bad line, went wide, dumped the bike. He's got full gear, so hopefully nothing bad happens to him. So he looks good. He looks fine. Good assessment. He's breathing. No obvious bleeding. He has a good airway.
This is the one I've seen plenty of people do it and don't feel bad, man.
I would, though. So they're going to push him home. It doesn't sound like the bike's working. All right, we're going through here. Intersection. Watch out. Our lane is moving. This truck might want to go into our lane. Okay, good. We're in a good spot now. We're staggered. Watch out for this truck now. We're getting into their blind spot. They might want to go into our lane. Oh, look ahead. Not good progressive brake pressure. But did what he could. He was a little focused on that. So maintain a good space cushion and then play around with those things. It just sucks.
I just like looked back and she slammed on her brakes.
Alright, moving on. Yamaha R1 is moving through. Motoban is doing a great job with the videos. Okay, here we go. He's going to do, it's a Chevron's low side maybe. Oh, there it is. It looks wet. You see the visor. So there's water on the road and he went on the paint. He went on the paint. Let's go back just a little bit.
Slammed on her brakes.
So he's all over the place. Look at the speed. We're going 85. I'm going to assume kilometers per hour. You do your own assumptions. He's going to be riding. He's riding. It's wet out there. You see the chevrons at the very tippity top right over there. Boop. Little chevrons right there. That's going to indicate it's a sharp turn. It's a blind turn also, so you don't know what's happening. What he's going to do is going to go in, and his line got screwed up. So right now his body position is pretty good. You know, he's leaning over. I can't tell exactly too much with the actual body, but his head is moving down. But where do you think that tire is? That tire is on the paint. Okay, wet plus paint. Now we have too many factors that are going to contribute to the crash. And that's what's going to happen. He's going to have a low side because he lost traction. There's the dumping of the bike. We're in full gear. He's got his shoulder, his foot, his knee, his hip, his elbow. Possibly his head hit the ground. Thankfully, that's not a cliff, and he didn't go off it. But, hey, guys, that's why I want you guys to do this on the track. You have a runoff. Thankfully, he wasn't going too fast. I think we're just going to power through these. All right, so here we go. So wheelie, risk management. We're in intersection. Watch, the intersection's right there. Possible people. I know he can see it with more than we can see, but this is very high risk. Lots of pedestrians. I see traffic now. He's all over the place. And there's the speed wobbles, and we dump the bike. He's got full gear. Oh. Look how far he slid. Look at that. Look at that. It broke the pole. You guys see that? So check your body. In that situation, check your body, check everything. Look at the pole right there. The bike just did that. The bike hit that and broke it. Those things right there, these wood poles, they're like 100 pounds. That's a lot of force to break that. Let's just go back to the part where he crashes. So right here, he's going to dump the bike and he's going to start sliding. So there's the impact right there. Not very good at all. I'm going to go ahead and just do that real quick. A little screenshot. Boop. It's a cool picture. So he's going to slide. I'm going to see if I can get it right on the spot that I want it to. So he's sliding right next to the pole. Now, if his body... Let's see if I can get it. If his body wrapped... Like, he tapped it. He's tapping it right now. If he wrapped his arm or his torso around this metal, he's dead. If he hit his head, spun himself, concussion, probably bleeding out, cerebral spinal fluid everywhere, he's probably dead. So you need to be very careful, and you need to do better risk management. This is a very tough thing to walk away from, if you even do. He's got full gear. I'm going to tell you right now, this full gear, it's not going to protect you from that. Oh, man. Woo-wee. Alright, so we're going to be passing this vehicle. You know, you do you. It's a double yellow for a reason. Now we're going up to a turn. We're not set up for the turn, and we're going to go wide, and then we're going to crash. Ride your ride. You need to ride your ride. So if your buddy decides he wants to do this, look where he's at. He's ahead of you already. So even if he gets around this vehicle, he's still more prepped than you are when it comes to passing the vehicle on the turn. So we're going to get up to here. So now your buddy can do slow look, press, and roll. You're still speeding up to pass this Chevy. You're not doing slow look, press, and roll. So now we're going to get into our lane, and now we can start applying a little bit of brake pressure. But we're already going way too fast. We're going way too fast for this turn already. Even though it doesn't look like it is. It looks like it's pretty easy to maintain, but the thing is, he couldn't do it. So if it looks easy for you, great. Either your skill level is really good or you don't understand that this is a sharp turn. I can't tell if it's a sharp turn or not. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to base my knowledge and base my skill off this rider, and this rider couldn't do it. It's as simple as that. If this rider could, he would have done it. But he couldn't do it. So we need to be paying attention to that. After action review is going to indicate that whether it's a beginner, experienced, whatever, going too fast into a corner could push you outside your skill level. You got to be careful. We're going to go a little wide. That's always what happens. Thankfully, no oncoming traffic, because that would have been worse. Ego, peer pressure, exactly, Cloudmaker. Don't let ego ride your ride. Don't pass if you don't feel comfortable. All right, Superbike Discovery, if your helmet comes loose, stop to tighten it. Exactly. I think I've already talked about this one. So we'll just move through. So we're going really fast, really fast. Oh, there's the low side. Yeah, we've already done a medical video on this one, actually. I think his buddy crashes too. Yep, his buddy crashed too.
Oh, you fell too?
Yep. He's actually hurt. This guy's, yeah, his arm is hurt. We did a medical review on the rebroadcast. When I have this go up as the video, I will have it linked in the description. Yeah, that's dislocated. So I did a full medical review on this one. I'll link it in the description when this video goes up. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. He got worse too. Alright. Let's go ahead and read that real quick. Let's go ahead and read that. There was gravel on the road which caused my bike to slide out. I was wearing full gear, so I walked away fine. Safer road rash on my right hip and sprained left thumb. Whew. Alright, so we're going really fast. But we just crossed the gore line. I have no idea why we're doing that. Slow it down. You can't see. You're outrunning your headlight. We low-sided because we're trying to make the turn with... Oof. I think we were trying to make the exit. I think he was checking his GPS.
Okay, so he just tapped you.
So I'm going to do just a quick little assessment on this. I think he's like, I got to take a right-handed turn. I'm all the way in the far left lane. I got to scoot really far to the right to make this turn. I have my phone on my handlebars. I use my Rockform mount. I use GPS just like he's using GPS. I also have my Cardo Pack Talk, which all these things are linked in the description, but I have it talking to me. And I know well within 2 miles before I have to turn, I'm already in that lane I need to be in. Do not wait till the last second. That's why I have my GPS. I want to know ahead of time where I need to go. And in order for me to hear it, I need to have my Cardo on so I can hear it. So that's why I have it. Don't wait till the last second to switch a bunch of lanes. He keeps double checking, and now he's going to cross the gore area. If it tells you, hey, your turn's coming up in a mile, 2 miles, get into that area. That's what the GPS is for. It's a user interface when you're playing Grand Theft Auto. You know, it's like a video game user interface. That's how I treat it. All right, moving over here. So now we're going too fast because we were highway speeds. We didn't utilize good slowing down for the off-ramp. Now we can start slowing down. But here's the thing. Low visibility, hitting bump, bumps where we're outrunning our lights. We can't see what's happening. It's a blind turn. It's just a crappy situation overall. And he says there was gravel on the road, which caused his bike to slide out. Now, here's the thing. We went from, I'm not saying he's not telling the truth, but here's the thing. We're in the far right lane, and now we're in the far left lane. What we understand when it comes to going too fast in a turn, when we start off on that inside and we get shot out to the outside because we're going too fast, that's typically the problem. It's not the gravel's fault. We were going too fast. We have no control over gravel. We have no control over the sun going up and down. We have no control over those things. What we have is control over our turning, our speed, and what we do ahead of time, being situationally aware. So you can't control the gravel no matter what. That's life. Your training, you control. Your riding, you control. I'm not going to blame gravel on the road. I'm going to blame me. I screwed up. Where was he going anyways? If gravel wasn't there, let's remove gravel from the whole situation. Where is he going? Where is he going to head into anyways? See what I mean? It's not gravel's fault. It just helped out the crash. Which sucks because nobody wants to crash, and I don't want to see people crash. Side of the vehicle already. What I don't like is the comments saying, you know, thank you, Dan, for calling out all these dumb riders. No, these people don't want to crash. Everyone's learned differently. That's why we're hosting a class. We want to make sure that everybody gets this proper training. A lot of people don't learn these things. A lot of people don't have the training, or a lot of people do have the training, but then ignore it because of ego and complacency. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see anybody write in the comments and say anything bad about these people. Mistakes happen. Let's learn from it. All right, so we're moving here. Side of the vehicle. Swerve, swerve, swerve. Oh. Oh, he got ejected. This is a... Moto Madness, you did a good job with the collection of videos. I might just go to the links that you have and do medical or trauma AARs. Let me know, guys, if that's what you want, because I could just go to these links. This is what I love about Moto Madness and all these people. So this is 601. I go here, right next to my head, 601, and I have the original video. So thank you, Moto Madness, for that, because I feel like I want to go over this because this is a high mechanism injury. I'll do it in a future video. I already did a few trauma stuff, and it's already late. But good job on that. Anybody here want to go ahead and do this, though? Just kidding. No, don't do that. So we're going to come through here. Now, this is going to be that line of sight issue. We can't see. We know it's an intersection because, look at, we have this right here, left turn, right turn. Typically, that's going to indicate it's an intersection coming up. Everyone already knows what it is on these long straightaways, but they definitely know when they see this that there's an intersection. Also, you see the side of the vehicle right here, indicating that there's a possibility of somebody else on the other side. Line of sight, so don't haul ass. It's like a scary haunted house. You're going to creep around the corner. Don't haul ass. Now, if you're going to haul ass, find an escape route. We need to plan a ride. You need to swerve left or swerve right. So right here, what we can do, since we're not going too fast, I think we're only going 10, 20, 30, 35, 40. Let's say we're going 40. You're able to slow down enough in time. You can slow down enough in time to hopefully allow that truck to move. That truck didn't see you because of that big vehicle right there. So we need to do something. We need to either stop in time or swerve. So he's going to slam the brakes, and what's going to happen is we're not doing anything in terms of direction. We're just going straight and trying to slow down. That's that total stopping distance. Definitely not enough for 40 at this point. So we have to make another decision. Okay, I'm not stopping in time. I need to swerve out of the way. So there's that impact. There's that up and over. So we have massive impacts to our legs. I don't know the severity of Coach G right here, but that, I have a feeling he's got broken bones in his legs, maybe his hips. So there's him being ejected, doing a flip, and you're going to land on the ground. This right here, if you think, I don't need to wear gear because you know, I'll jump off the bike in time. You're going 40 miles an hour. Let's say you do jump off the bike. You hit the ground, now what? Can you run? Can you run 40, like land running? No, you still need to have gear. Wear full gear, just in case. He's going to hit, and he's going to tumble, and it's going to be very painful. Immediately grabbed his right leg. I have a feeling his right leg is broken. Alright. Do not speed in parking lots like this. This is an amazing parking lot, by the way, for parking lot practice. We're following a Tron vehicle. Alright. What are we doing here? Are we following? I don't know. Oh, high side. What was he doing?
No! No! Hey, you good, bro? I cannot believe that happened. Good? You gotta call the ambulance, man. You good, bro? I cannot believe that happened, man. That is retarded. Just because I was...
I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened. Let's see what happened right before the crash. So we're accelerating really fast. Oh, I think he applied the brakes really hard. I think he applied that rear brake. Let's go back just a little bit. So he's accelerating. So really big accelerations, very jerky shifting, so very harsh inputs, not smooth. I think he decelerated really quick and locked up the rear. So that's a high side. So it started losing it, going to a low side, grabbed traction, flipped him up over onto the high side. Oh, very painful. Yeah, he looked like he locked up the rear.
Ambulance, man. I don't know.
All right, Grom Squatch, very high risk situation here. Doing good about keeping himself off to the side. Good, 360 situational awareness. Oh, landed wrong, dumped the bike. Hey, you play that game, that's your prize. Sometimes. All right, real-time speed. We've already talked about this, actually. I think we have. I think a tire hits him. I think we've already done this video. But here's the thing. Oh, no, a tire doesn't hit him. The car does. Nothing you could have really done in that situation. We can talk a little bit about this one. So he hit, that car tried to swerve out of the way, hit something in the road. Look at that car on the berm, off-roading, hits that sign. Now we hit them. You see how I made you look at the other stuff and not what's in front of us? That's the whole point. When you see something uncommon in a common situation, slow down. Slow down. Get yourself away from that. Increase that space cushion. So here's the thing. So like we're going. Oh wow, that's interesting. We're looking at, now look at the vehicle going up on the berm. Now stare at that vehicle on the berm. Where is it going? It's gonna hit that sign. Interesting. Okay, what's in front of me? Oh shit. That right there is target fixation. So that's the lesson that we're going to learn in this one. But we're going to do more of these types of videos where I go over what to do, how to do it, what's in my trauma kit. On motorcycle training concepts, click the link in the comments and the description. We just hit 10,400 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. The red dog or red egg. How do you avoid target fixation? Just try and tell myself to keep shifting your view. Yes. So one of the best ways I prevent myself from having target fixation is constantly checking my mirrors every 10 to 20 seconds. I'll look at my mirror, look forward. 10, 20 seconds later, look at my mirror, look forward. Look at the blind spots, look forward. Just constantly do it. And you can do that when you're in your car. Look at the rear view mirror, look at the side mirror, look at the side mirror, look at your blind spot, look at your blind spot, look forward. You're constantly just doing this. So you never get stagnant, and all of a sudden you've just been looking forward for a while, and you go into white stage, and you forgot how you even got where you got. All right, so moving on with Crenshaw's Corner. Okay, Oh, low side. Just a
Down,
simple
down,
low
down,
side.
down.
Good, 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 good.
No, he went down. R1.
There it is. Use a communication system. We used Cardo Pack Talks with the DDFM crew.
Papa, you turn.
You good?
We use Cardo Pack Talks in the DDFM crew. Click the link in the comments, in the chat, in the description. It's all there. So this looks like a decreasing radius turn. So take these nice and easy. Take it nice and easy. You don't have to go fast. You don't have to use crazy body position. You don't have to use trail braking. You literally just have to do slow press and roll, middle, 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 and then just go nice and easy around the turn. Okay? Decreasing radius instead of just a 90-degree turn like this, and it goes, what happens is you start to do this. It's like, oh, that's a nice 90-degree turn. Oh, wait, no, it's not. And then it keeps going. It's almost like a U-turn. Sometimes it even goes back on itself just a little bit. So you got to be careful with those. If you don't know the road, don't haul ass. And even if you do know the road, don't haul ass. So that was a low side.
Down.
That was a low side.
No, he went down. R1.
Thankfully, it was low speed, and he's got full gear. Look at that. Good on him.
God almighty, I went down trying to pop a U-turn.
You good?
All right, so we're moving forward on here. Can't see. We're hitting a bunch of... Oh, it was those rumble strip things. Can't see. Cold tires, wet ground, road hazards. Maybe applied the brakes. I can't see any of that stuff. It's too foggy. We got to move on with that one.
I just slipped off.
Lots of different things like road hazards. You got to ride within the conditions available and your skills available. So everybody, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going for my WALK with my DOGGOs. But guys, join the Discord. Discord is absolutely free, but I got to get going. I honestly got to get going. All right, I'll see you around.